Before this story begins, take just 1 second. If you believe kindness still matters in this world, tap the like button and subscribe to the channel. These stories exist because of people like you who choose empathy over indifference. Now listen carefully, because what you're about to hear will stay with you long after the video ends. The night the storm came, it arrived without warning. Snow fell so thick it swallowed the streetlights, and the wind screamed like it was angry at the world. Most people were already safe inside their homes, curtains drawn, heaters humming. No one noticed the small figure struggling down the icy sidewalk except the street itself, which bore witness to everything. She was only 9 years old, wrapped in a thin red jacket that had once belonged to her mother. Her boots were mismatched, her breath coming out in small white clouds as she hugged herself for warmth. Her name was Lily. She hadn't meant to be outside so late. She'd gone to the corner store to buy bread with the last few coins in her pocket, but by the time she stepped back out, the storm had grown fierce. Each step home felt heavier than the last. Her fingers were numb, and tears stung her eyes, not just from the cold, but from the quiet fear she didn't know how to explain. That's when she heard it. A sound so soft it almost disappeared beneath the howl of the wind. A whimper. Lily stopped. Her heart beat faster as she listened again. There it was, coming from behind a pile of trash bins near an abandoned house. Most people would have kept walking. Most people would have told themselves it was none of their business. But Lily had never been most people. She crept closer and gasped. 2 dogs were curled together on a piece of cardboard, their bodies shaking uncontrollably. One was larger, with matted brown fur and cloudy eyes. The other was smaller, white with black spots, barely lifting its head. Their ribs showed through their fur, and frost clung to their whiskers. They looked up at Lily not with aggression, but with something far worse, resignation. They had already accepted they might not survive the night. Lily dropped to her knees without thinking. The cold bit into her skin, but she didn't care. She reached out slowly, letting the dogs sniff her fingers. They were freezing. Not cold, freezing. Her chest tightened as a single thought echoed in her mind. If I leave them here, they'll die. Her house was small. Too small, according to her aunt, who was always reminding Lily how much space cost money. Pets were strictly forbidden. No animals, her aunt had said countless times. We can barely afford ourselves. Lily knew all this, but she also knew she couldn't walk away. Carefully, she took off her red jacket and wrapped it around the smaller dog. Then she coaxed them to stand. The big one limped, favoring a back leg. Lily slipped her arm under its neck, straining with all her strength. Step by step, she guided them toward home, her teeth chattering, her heart pounding with fear, not of the storm, but of what might happen if she got caught. The house was dark when she arrived. Her aunt was working the night shift at the hospital, as she often did. Lily pushed the door open quietly and ushered the dogs inside. Warm air hit them like a wave. The dogs hesitated, unfamiliar with comfort, but Lily gently pulled them forward and closed the door behind her. She dried them with old towels, whispering soothing words she'd heard her mother use when Lily was sick. She filled 2 bowls with water and split her dinner in half, pushing the food toward them. They ate slowly, cautiously, as if expecting the miracle to vanish at any moment. Lily curled up on the floor beside them that night, using her school blanket as a pillow. As sleep claimed her, she smiled for the first time in days. She had saved someone. Morning came with an unfamiliar sound, heavy footsteps outside. Lily stirred, confused. Then came a loud knock. Not a gentle knock, a commanding one. Her eyes flew open. The dogs were awake too, tense, ears low. Lily's stomach dropped as she peeked through the window. Police cars. 3 of them, lights flashing silently against the snow. Her heart began to race. Had someone seen her bring the dogs in? Had she done something illegal? Her aunt had always warned her that helping animals without permission could get you into trouble. Lily hugged the smaller dog, tears welling in her eyes. Another knock, louder this time. Police, a voice called. Open the door, please. With shaking hands, Lily opened it. 2 officers stood on the porch, their expression serious. Behind them was a woman in a thick coat, holding a clipboard, and a man with a camera slung around his neck. Lily felt dizzy. Yes, she whispered. The taller officer knelt to her level. Are you Lily Thompson? She nodded. We need to talk to you about 2 dogs. Lily's breath caught. She stepped in front of the doorway instinctively, as if her small body could shield the dogs behind her. I didn't steal them, she blurted out. They were outside, and it was so cold, and they were going to die, I swear. Her words tumbled over each other as tears streamed down her face. The officers exchanged a glance. "Sweetheart," the woman with the clipboard said gently, "can we come inside?" Lily hesitated, then nodded. The dogs stood visible now, pressed together near the heater. The officer's stern expression softened instantly. The kneeling officer sighed quietly. "We've been looking for these two all night." Lily's heart sank. "You're taking them away?" The officer paused. "They belong to a local shelter. They escaped during transport yesterday. We thought they froze to death in the storm." Lily felt something break inside her. She looked down, her shoulders shaking. "I just wanted them to be warm." The man with the camera cleared his throat. "Do you know what you did last night?" Lily shook her head. "You saved their lives," he said. The woman explained that a neighbor had seen Lily struggling home in the storm and reported concern for her safety. When police checked nearby shelters and learned about the missing dogs, they put the pieces together. Instead of trouble, something unexpected happened. The shelter director arrived later that morning. After examining the dogs, she turned to Lily with tears in her own eyes. "If you hadn't brought them in," she said, "they wouldn't have survived." Lily looked up, hope flickering. "Can they stay?" The adults were silent for a moment. Her aunt arrived home shortly after, panic etched across her face when she saw the police. Lily braced herself for anger. But when she heard the whole story, her expression changed. She looked at Lily, really looked at her, as if seeing her niece for the first time. "I didn't raise you," her aunt said softly, "to turn away from someone in need." That day, a compromise was made. The dogs would recover at the shelter, but Lily could visit every day. Weeks passed. The dogs healed. Their fur grew thicker, their eyes brighter. Lily visited faithfully, reading to them after school, bringing drawings and treats. One afternoon, the shelter director knelt beside her. "Would you like to foster them?" she asked. Lily's eyes widened. "Both of them?" "Yes. And, we've already spoken to your aunt." When Lily ran home that day, laughter followed her through the door. The dogs came too, not as strays, not as burdens, but as family. The story didn't end there. The video of Lily rescuing the dogs spread online. Donations poured into the shelter. Dozens of animals were adopted. People wrote letters thanking a little girl for reminding them what courage really looks like. And every night, when Lily curled up in bed, the two dogs sleeping peacefully at her feet, she understood something important. You don't have to be big to make a big difference. You don't need permission to be kind. Sometimes, the smallest heart holds the greatest bravery. If this story touched you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs a reminder that compassion still exists. Because the world changes not through power, but through moments like this, when someone chooses to care.